We went out there at UCLA, and I did a couple of sprints, and you guys like, man, we're not. That was just a warm up. So I definitely got baptized, man. And I always appreciate you, man. You've been like a big brother through since the day I got there, and you knew Bud Carson before I knew him, and I always tell the story about me messing up in practice, and I asked you a question about Bud said if you make one more mistake, you're going to be on the next plane smoking, and I was like, is that true? He's like, yeah. In New York, he sent a guy packing, so I was like, man, I better figure this out.
Yeah, and before I got to you in Philadelphia, he was telling me the same thing. We used to practice at Hempstead, Long Island, and planes would be going to Kennedy Airport. If you make a mistake, he'll point to that plane and say, "You want to be on that next plane?"
That's good, man. You're doing a lot of good things, obviously on the island, man. Like I said, it's good to have you guys have you on the show, and I appreciate you guys opening up the door for me to come out there tonight and enjoy some high school football.
Well, we've got that Polynesian Bowl, which now is one of the biggest high school all-star games in America. And I know you do a lot of stuff with the blue grade stuff. It's also all your training and stuff. So we're on similar paths. Just announced the Hula Bowl. We're rebooting that, and so that's going to be the 74th anniversary of the Hula Bowl. And I'm the executive director. So, I call it exposure and opportunity, and it's not for Polynesians, right? It's for every ethnicity and everybody that plays this great game of football. We're just trying to make sure that we pay it forward.
That's the voice of Rich Miano, former Eagle, Jet, Hawaiian. What is or how big is high school football in Hawaii?
I'll give you a perfect example. Last week, Bishop Gorman comes down to Hawaii in Aloha Stadium, and we had over 11,000 people in that game. And for a state championship, you get 20, 30,000. And, the University of Hawaii is off to a good start. They beat Arizona last week. They got Oregon State tomorrow. I'm actually the color analyst for that game for Spectrum Sports. But, I think without a professional team, and, obviously you don't have all the activities you guys have here in Las Vegas. It's huge. I mean, we have a television show called Cover 2. There's radio coverage. They're live on television every Friday and Saturday night. It's a big deal in the state of Hawaii.
What kind of season do you think the Rainbow Warriors are going to have?
I know there's a lot of people that like gamble, obviously, that listen to the show.
Exactly. We need the inside info.
Sometimes it takes Las Vegas a little while to catch up to the over because this team's going to score points, and the opponent's going to score points too. So it's probably going to take the over. But I think Hawaii's going to win a lot of football games. And then I come back to do the UNLV game here in Las Vegas. So I'm going to hook up with Grilling McMillian, and he's got to have some steaks on that barbecue.
I got you, man. I know you're still probably working on your abs right now.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to cut the fat off of it, and I want the bleed. Whatever kind of steak you specialize in, because nobody can grill like you.
I got you, man.
You talked about the Hawaii and their football program and them looking to have a good season this year, and also the importance of high school football on the islands. But how vital is Hawaii having success to continue kids kind of wanting to play football and continue to kind of go down that path?
Well, it's obviously important to the state of Hawaii, too, because it's the only university in the state, and I think it gives opportunity for, like even when in Hawaii, if a Little League team goes to the World Series, it's a big deal because, it's only 1.4 million people, and it always feels like it's you against the continent. We're always the underdog. We've got to travel at least 2,700 nautical miles just to play somebody. And so, you have so many great Polynesian players, but, they're ending up at Oregon and USC and Utah and UNLV and all these other schools.
Alabama, come on now, throw Alabama in there, man. We got Tua.
Yeah, we got Tua. I'm really close, and I'm not trying to drop names, but Tua Tagovailoa is a really close friend with me, and I might be going down to the Tennessee game. So I'm going to show little Grilling McMillian that I'm an Alabama guy.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, Rich, looking back at the Eagles, because we talked a lot of Eagles football from the 90s with Mark being on the show, what was your best season you thought, where you were close to reaching a super high level with the Eagles?
When Mark got there was a year where I got over 100 tackles and 3 or 4 interceptions. But, when you have Reggie White, and Jerome Brown, and Clyde Simmons, and Byron Evans, and Seth Jordan, and Eric Allen, and, Wes Hopkins, and all those type of guys, I mean, you're just trying to be a baller because if you ain't, you're going to stand out because that statistically might be the greatest defense in the history of football. And, you can't control what you do on offense and special teams, but we dominated on defense.
I got a Jets question for you. This is before Mark's time. I went back and watched the 87 playoff game against the Browns and started crying. I'm a Jets fan. I'm a New Jersey guy. And I will argue that that 86 and 87 Jets team was the best Jets team of the last 35 years.
Here's the deal, right? If Gastineau doesn't rough the passer, I'm a rookie. I'm used to being on a scholarship check for $400, and we're going to the AFC Championship in Denver, and we already have beat Denver 31-0. And playing in the dog pound, Ernest Biner, Kevin Mack, Ozzie Newsome, Bernie Kosar. I mean, I love football back in the day. People talk about how tough it is now. Is there any team with two better backs than Ernest Biner and Kevin Mack? And then when he's throwing Ozzie Newsome and, the dog pound, I mean, that was just an environment for a great NFL football.
Yeah, Bernie Kosar in that game threw 64 times in 2 overtimes.
That's crazy, man. But as good as football is today and stuff like that, I just think that those are some classic days back there. And I know I'm old, and people are going like, man, you guys play with leather helmets and stuff. But, man, it was good football.
I'm gonna bounce back to high school football in Hawaii real quick and ask maybe the hackiest question I've ever asked, but I don't care. Tua or Mariota, who was better in high school?
You know what? It's one of those deals where in high school, Tua is coming up by lowest. He is not even arguably the greatest player in Hawaii high school history. But in order for him to get to Marcus Mariota stage, remember now, Marcus didn't only win the Heisman. He won all 8 major college awards. Then he was drafted number 2 overall, which Tua could be the number 1 draft pick. So I tried not to anoint people until they actually do it on the field. But that's 2 great quarterbacks. And if Tua wins the Heisman this year, there's only one high school in America that's produced 2 Heisman Trophy winners, so that will be the second, and that's St. Louis High School. And I'm telling you right now, they got quarterbacks lined up like planes on a runway.
Who would you take in this upcoming draft? Would you take Tua ahead of Herbert or vice versa, the Oregon quarterback?
I'm taking Tua. The way that ball spins out of his hands, the ability to extend plays, his toughness, his knowledge of the passing offense, and he's just a great person. And I know Herbert has more size in terms of length, but Tua could have been an all-state running back as well. He'll not only run by you, he'll set you up and try to run over you. And obviously you can't do that anymore at this level, but that kid was amazing to watch. And I'll tell you what, very few people, the ball spins out of his hands like it spins out of his.
I got one more for you, Rich. I know, with the recent Hall of Famer guys going in, and obviously we had the opportunity to play with Eric Allen. What do you stand at as far as your viewpoint about Eric Allen not being in the Hall of Fame yet?
No, I'm with you, man. I see you on social media, and I'm an Eric Allen fan. And when you look at, not only did he make great plays, but he turned them into touchdowns. And he's the kind of guy that was so charismatic and so talented that if you're away from him, and we had such a good defense that, he probably didn't get tested enough because he was a lockdown corner.
And I was on the other side, so I was getting all the balls.
There you go. There you go, bro. I was making the first block when you had that pick, too.
Yeah, you always have my back, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, Rich, we appreciate a couple minutes. We definitely want to talk to you when you're back in town for the Hawaii game. Have fun at the high school game tonight.
Yeah, let everybody know, man. Come down and watch this, 'cause this